Habits are what rule our lives. Whether we know it or not, they are the actions we do and undertake on a regular basis. Without much resistance or thought, they are the small actions that run our lives. Habits are strongly associated with routines, which are pattern behavior that we perform with such frequency that they have become second nature and we do them without even thinking. We routinely repeat habits with little or no effort or conscious awareness of a decision to do so. Conventional wisdom tells us that habits are mysterious and that control over them is an elusive and mysterious process. However, a book by Charles Duhigg titled The Power of Habits tells us otherwise. Whether good or bad, habits are what rule our lives. They are simply put a manual of how we operate and what seems to happen without much effort. So in order to change or create all the new habits, we must first understand how we create them in the first place. Cue, routine, reward is a cycle that Charles offers to explain all our habits, both good and bad. First is a trigger or a cue, which can be a number of different things such as a location, time of day, emotional state, thoughts, beliefs, other people, or a pattern of behavior. Even certain sense of smell can trigger a habit. It is a stimulus or experience that starts the cycle of a habit. Identifying that cue that triggers our habit is of utmost importance if we want to change a habit. Charles describes a woman who can't stop biting her fingernails, even though it causes her much pain and embarrassment. When asked by a therapist why and when she starts biting her fingernails, she described a sensation, a tingling in her fingertips. This sensation is a cue, and becoming aware of the cue is step number 1. Her task then was simply to carry an index card with her and make a check every time that she felt this sensation. Instantly, her awareness of the cue increased, and later when asked when she felt this tingling sensation, she was able to recognize that this happened when she was bored. The habit was not fixed, but she was on the way to increasing her conscious awareness of the process, simply by developing her awareness of the cue. A cue can be identified and monitored for any habit, be it smoking, snacking, or drinking. We can look for and find a feeling or experience that precedes the actual habit. Uncomfortable emotions such as boredom, anxiety, frustration, or restlessness is usually common. Identifying and charting a cue will bring you one step closer to understanding and changing your habit, simply by following it up with a much healthier, more positive behavior. The second part of the cycle is routine. And routine is a behavior itself. In the case of Charles, the woman described would chew on her nails with bumps and edges and would proceed to chew on every nail on her hand until her nails were completely smooth or completely removed. Once she had smoothened out the skin and nails on every finger, she felt a sense of completeness, her reward. So the second step of reprogramming her habit after identifying and tracking her cue was to install a new program. Whenever she became aware of the cue of boredom, leading to a tingling sensation in her fingertips, she was to do something that physically stimulates her fingertips, such as rub them on her arms or wrap them on a hard surface. She practiced this routine with her therapist for 30 minutes and was then sent home with another index card. This time she made a check when she felt the cue and a hash mark when she successfully engaged in new physical stimulation. A week later, after biting her nails only 3 times instead of the usual 18, she rewarded herself with a manicure. This felt satisfying and rewarding in much the same way that completing a round of nail biting did. Reward is a third part and completes the cycle. It is what drives the habit. So in order to change or create new habits, we must first identify the cue, then choose a new routine, and finally reward our new habit. This simple process is called habit reversal training. The key is not avoidance, but instead to find a new coping mechanism, and instead of simply trying to short-circuit the cycle, you complete it in an alternate way. This tool is very powerful. A simple awareness of it and dedication to following it has helped many, and can be a positive tool for anyone, more so when coupled with belief. Belief is the key to understanding how to succeed in creating the habit we want, changing the habit we do not want, and why some new habits fail at critical moments. The belief in something bigger than oneself has been attributed to many success stories of sobriety. A study by the National Institute of Health, UC Berkeley, and Brown University looked for correlation between religious belief and how people stayed sober. What they found was eye-opening. Yes, while habit replacement does work, it also fails at critical stressful moments. A woman may stay sober for 2 years, but when circumstances arise, when strong enough cues and urges are present, she may well go back to drinking, unless there is a strong enough belief in place that empowers her to maintain her course. People who succeed genuinely believe that they're going to get better. Faith is not a simple black and white happening, but it may not at all be that mysterious either. While I hope this video gave you some insight into the giant that is habits, and